Hello ladies and gentlemen, hi guys and girls. Today I will attempt to show you how I built an elite Skewboctahedron. That's a cuboctahedron built from an elite cube. The problem is I don't have the puzzle anymore, I sold it, and I didn't film an intro or an outro, so we will have to deal with the footage that I have. But I hope you can still follow along. So let's see how it goes. I decided to use an MF8 Elite's Cube as the base puzzle for this modification. This right here is the LAN Masters Cube that I used to make another Skewboctahedron, but I already posted the video a while ago. So the Elite's Cube is the 4-layer version of the normal cube. The Masters Cube is the 3x3 equivalent. So then it was time to start. First of all, I removed one of these center pieces here. And yeah, for this cube the centers are in the corner of the puzzle. So I took the whole centerpiece, removed it and just put the screw in. The puzzle is still stable enough like that. But I still wrapped some tape around it before I put it on the disc sander. So I tried to remove a little bit of material, but not too much, because I already knew that the screws and the mechanism are going to be extremely tight. Just like I always do, I put some masking tape on the puzzle to make it even more stable. And then I took the center pieces and just sanded them down with sandpaper on my table to get them to the size that I need. I had to drill the holes deeper because the screws were sticking out of the puzzle and I still wanted to sand it down a bit further. So I took all of the centers, sanded them down, and then continued with sanding the normal pieces on my disc sander. So here's the puzzle with all of the corners sanded off. It's still turned, but not too well, because it has no springs and it's just extremely tight and there are almost no tolerances for mistakes. So here's a filled up corner and edge piece. And for the edge piece, I would still have to remove the little excess material from sanding. I just took an X-Acto knife and tried to remove it as good as I could. Then it was time to fill up all of the pieces. For this special case, I used Fix-It Sculpt because it just hardens a bit better and it just gives me more stability. And if you fill up small areas, I think it's important to have good stability. You don't want the pieces to snap out if the puzzle drops on the floor or so. These things can happen, of course. So I sanded all of the back sides of the pieces with 80 grit sandpaper and my metal ruler so that I could assemble the puzzle once again. So here is the funny looking Elite Skewboctahedron with all of the pieces filled except for the centers, of course. Because once the centers are filled, you can't disassemble the puzzle anymore. And while I'm in the process of sanding and filling, I need access to the puzzle. And also, if you looked at the edges, I needed to spray paint them in the disassembled state of the puzzle, because otherwise the back sides would stay a little bit white, and I didn't want that. So I took some small stickers, I cut out small circular stickers and put them onto the screw head, so that after filling it with epoxy sculpt, it wouldn't unscrew itself basically. So if you push the material into the screw head, it's going to have a connection, and every time you do a turn, the puzzle will either get tighter or unscrew itself. And let me tell you this once again, it's super hard to assemble this Elite Cube. I have no idea why, it's just a big pain. So after spray painting the puzzle for the first time, I decided to sand down all of the centers again that I had filled up before. And after that was done, I of course had to spray paint the whole puzzle once again. I don't show it in the video, but I spray painted every piece separately too, especially the back sides, so that I could have no white internals during turns. You can just see me applying the sticker, the logo here, because the stick ring timelapse for this puzzle would look exactly the same as for the master Skewboctahedron, so I decided not to film it. And this sadly is the only footage that I have of the finished puzzle. So I hope you still enjoyed watching this, and see you around for the next video.